Today we are bottling some mead. We're bottling a lot of mead, actually. It's about time that I take care of this banana mead as well as this blackberry lavender mead. Now for this, I am going to put half of it in a little half-gallon bottle, and I'm gonna add some oak chips to it. Now, I tried this mead probably about a week ago now, just because I wanted to test the gravity, see how it was doing, because this is a stuck mead. I use Lalvin EC 1118, which gets around 18% alcohol, and it's at like 11, so it's definitely stuck. I think there are a variety of reasons for that. I tried it and kind of tastes like butts. This one is going to need to be aged for a long time. Like, I'm gonna not want to touch it again for at least a year, I think. The beginning of the flavor is okay, you know, it's decent, but the end is just awful. It has an awful aftertaste. This thing over here, the blackberry lavender, has like a really high ethanol kind of flavor to it. These have been sitting around for a while. But I think one of the things I did wrong is I used EC 1118. Like, that's a problem right there. I did not want dry meads, I wanted sweet meads. I didn't add enough honey right from the get-go. You know, I looked at recipes online and a lot of them will be like, oh, use 2 pounds of honey per gallon and blah, blah, blah. So that's what I did. I was like, yeah, 2 pounds, okay. I more or less guessed 2 pounds, okay? I bought some honey from like the grocery store. I didn't really know, I didn't have a scale, I just kind of guessed and dumped stuff in. I was like, I think this is about right. So right from the start, I didn't have enough honey. And then I waited a couple months, tasted it super, super dry, super bland, but adding more honey just kicked into a full second fermentation. This thing is still kind of fermenting. There are some bubbles coming through. It had gone down like, I don't know, 6 points over the course of 2 months. So, I'm gonna be bottling in these guys. These bottles can handle some fermentation, so I shouldn't have any bottles exploding. This has been sitting for quite some time. As they say, time is your friend. When you get into winemaking, you have to anticipate that things are gonna take a really long time. You gotta wait it out. It's not a fast turnaround like a beer. So to start, I'm gonna rack this into this, and then I'm gonna rack from this into bottles. I'm gonna bottle it that way, okay? So there's gonna be a lot of skipping things and speeding over stuff because I don't feel like filming hours of footage and then going through it and editing. Plus there's just a lot to watch. So I'm gonna skip over some stuff and just get to the end for you guys. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Okay. Get in there. Get in there. Get in. Get in there. That is a very pretty golden color. It's also pretty clear, which is good because the sediment in this is super fine. Wow, very nice. Too bad it tastes like butts. I don't really want to take a gravity reading on it, not gonna lie. I don't think it's changed a whole lot. On May 3rd, the gravity was 1.020, and on the 15th of June, so about a month later, is 1.014. So it just went down 6 points in the course of a month. So I'm not worried about it. I think it's fine. This is a super sweet mead. I mean, if it's gone down, it's probably by like, what? Maybe a point, maybe? All right, so same principle. Gonna set this up high. I'm probably just gonna put these in my lap to make it easier. This thing is super, super cool. There's this little trigger thing. So you just push down, fills up. Once it gets to about here, or well, while this is in here, it's gonna whoop all the way to the top, stop, pull up. You'll get a little bit of room. I might just do one to show you. All right, and there it is. There's one. One and done. Something that I didn't do, and I just realized it, is I didn't technically degas this. My bad. This hasn't actually been degassed, so I'm just gonna stir it a little bit and let some of that come out. And hey, maybe that's part of why the mead tastes a little footy, a little butt-like, is because I don't know, I haven't really degassed it. This is my second mead that I have made. So, and banana, I don't know. I chose like a really kind of difficult starter mead. I don't know, starter fruit rather, to use. It should be fine. Yeah, and then I'm just gonna fast y'all forward. Oh, it's just doing it itself. Don't know if you can see it, but it's filling itself. Anyway, I'm gonna fast forward through this, through that, talk about oaking a little bit. Anyway, I'll be right back. Woo! Okay. So I just bottled 4 different meads. I hadn't initially intended on bottling that many, but I kind of got freaked out because I was looking at my my aerators, my airlocks. So my airlocks for the meads that had been sitting for a little bit were starting to build up mold inside, and I flipped out. Being a new mead maker, I'm like, what does this mean? How did this happen? Does it mean that my meads are ruined? Thankfully, it's okay. So getting mold in your airlock is a pretty normal thing to happen. So before I talk about this over here, the meads that I bottled and that I will be trying for you, one is going to be the blackberry lavender mead. That is, some of it's being oaked right now. I wanted to oak a half gallon, which left me like, I don't know, 2 bottles of 2 of these. I never truly have a full gallon by the time I'm done with all the different rackings, and you know, you do lose some of your mead in the process, but generally I will end up with about 6 of these per like gallon or whatever. So I have the blackberry lavender, I have the banana mead. The banana mead came out this really, really lovely color. Yep, that's the banana. I've got like 3 golden meads in front of me right now. One of the meads I did not show you because I was like, meh, whatever. It's just a dandelion mead. So you look up essentially like a dandelion wine recipe, which is super classic. It's something that housewives used to make back in the day. You know, spring dandelion flowers. Dandelions are awesome. They're medicinal. Actually, they've got some really cool properties to them. And I know there's a country somewhere in Europe that has like a dandelion festival every year. I just noticed this light is weird. Hang on. Okay, now I should be less yellow. Sorry. For some reason this light likes to revert back to like a tungsten light instead of staying at a daylight. So anyways, dandelions, really, really good. Very tedious because you need like 2.5 cups of dandelion flowers. So I just like had this huge bowl of dandelions and I just sat there plucking the flowers for hours and hours. But I have about this much left to drink and I'm like, oh my God. It's supposed to sit for a year and then it'll be ready. And then the last mead that I bottled was the just traditional. All of these are super clear. The key to mead making is age. I already mentioned that, but age. Time for tasties. And then I'll talk about this oaking over here. So for the lavender blackberry, I would like to make this again. There's some things that I would do much differently. For one, I will add more blackberries. I don't think I had enough berry. You can definitely smell the lavender though. The lavender might be a little too much. I'm not sure. You do get a pretty sharp berry note though. It's very, very light. This one is dry. This is a dry mead. Actually, this tastes better now than it did before. When I tried it like a week ago. It tastes quite a bit better, so I'm pretty happy with that. I think I had like a pint of blackberries maybe. I would add quite a lot more like 2 pounds. Like a full 2 pounds, a pound in primary, pound in secondary, if not more. Many berry recipes require 4 pounds. Strawberry mead I'm making right now, 4 pounds. So if you want a true berry flavor, you need to infuse it. And I also use 2 tablespoons of lavender flowers, I think. It's like a lavender tea. All right, this is a banana, which is like a banana spice. I think it's a little too spicy. You know what I'm saying? I read on a Mead forum, someone caramelized bananas. So they like, I think he cut them and then he baked them and just kind of caramelized them. And he said it was just the greatest thing ever. And I think that would be amazing to do like a caramelized banana boucher, maybe? So it's like extra caramely. Oh. Okay, so first flavors, pretty nice. This is very sweet. Again, it's like 1.014, I think. Very sweet. You do get the cinnamon. You can smell the banana, like the smell of it is a little bit nicer than the flavor. The initial flavor is nice because it's like a cinnamon honey. I really hope the banana comes out more later because I feel like I put quite a few bananas in here, but again, my first meads, I know I did not use enough fruit for any of them. And then the end, it just ends on this like, ugh. Ugh. Not so great note. Oh, the start is nice though. Oh, it's just the end. Okay. I have a lot of mead to drink today, y'all. So typical. So this is the traditional. I filled four of these. One 750, just reused a bottle. It had a really nice synthetic cork in it. So I was like, why not? I'll use that. And a beer bottle. So I was like, there is no way I'm drinking this much mead. I ran out of my fancy top bottles and I needed something, so that will work. I do have a bottle capper because I got stuff for beer making. Okay, so traditional. Doesn't smell that great. Hallelujah. What? Oh, it tastes like a mead. It smells like butts, but it tastes like a mead. Oh, I'm very happy right now. Oh my God. That honey is pulling through. Oh, thank God. Man, I smelled it. After seeing all that mold in my airlocks, I was like, and I pulled it off of this one. So I like panic bottled, y'all. I pulled it off and I smelled this and I was like, oh, my mead's ruined. It's all ruined. Whew, that makes me feel so much better. Now that we have all of that out of the way, let's discuss oaking. I really wanted to get into this world of oaking. I just thought it was really cool. Makes things a little bit more wine-like. But what's really cool is that the oak chips will just infuse so much flavor into your mead, add so much more depth. I have French oak chips, which, let me see. Doofy. My cat is playing with her giant carrot. It's very cute and loud. Okay, so French oak chips, medium toast, should be pretty well-rounded. That's the only note I made. It's well-rounded. Wow. Oak chips can add like a vanilla, caramel, chocolate type of flavor to your mead. So I really hope this helps balance things out a little bit. So I got this for like $5, I think, at my local brewing shop. It just says soak in water for an hour before adding. And this whole bag is sufficient for 25 gallons. I'm like, so looking at forums, again, just, you know, search forums for things. And what was recommended is 1/10 of an ounce for, oh shoot, that was for a gallon. My bad. Okay, so about 1/10 of an ounce for a gallon. This is a half a gallon. They say to only leave it in for a week. So I guess in like 3 days, I will taste this and see how it is. Oak chips in particular add a lot of flavor really fast, If you want something to just sit and age in your mead, oak cubes are recommended. I think like 5 cubes for a month is sufficient. Alrighty, y'all. Well, I'm going to drink some mead. I'm gonna drink some mead. This is probably gonna go in the fridge for later. I hope I have a lid. Yeah, well, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. If you want to subscribe and stuff, that would be really cool. If you have any suggestions for me, if there's anything that you want to see in particular, just let me know. And yeah, I think that's about it. So, I don't know. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.